us today, in this moment, just to having another instant to naturally making what naturally I just were doing. I can dedicate myself to facing the realities of problems, to fighting it, which I'm going to do ever. I can complain, but I don't need to complain. Even though I will refute and I will love, which is lovable. And it's not exactly what we love, about which it means love. Because of unabominable cannot express love. For abomination is, because of a not love in the abominated, abomination. It is love at the health. It is love at the real. It is love at the sanity. It is love at the honorable. It is love at the right truth. It is love at the genuine. It is love at the character of the judgment of the clear life and good. To preserve and worthy is exactly everything that Chai gives us. Skervach likimar vefechlat poso as a shabaklin redich nimir. Isach likredach namens bad veseshev. Gelijk is bad lekteen red anas matzivok. Refes mat latire vesech is pot bad lefes matach lakim adnesh sovesh. In red chalech matzeli mativan. Kirchlini. And Mr. President, yeah. Forget me this, I got went to fixing this, it's really old. And we're like this, I just have to try to keep a very space to the cavity for this to complete work. Get geleft matzeves bech nachimir. In sesh betliges bech matzeves blechat was es so shiram. In red chalech metzimas maflasim berech. It says yetzilish and tzimak. Truth on the realities of our days, which we always were fighting and trying to survive, the whole which is not exactly love. What should I just come through? Having a very anger and having a very tiredness. If I got to say the whole that are doing to me, I think I'm going to have for about hours. And to briefing would be awesome. But even though I'd rather just to make the character of the reality and executing which laudable sickness we have made. And rescuing what we love, which is the worthy, the real, not the pretending, in base of abominations. Further this, but I own you, Your Honor, Savedio, that it was me. Forgive me, please. I felt slapped in a very situation and I have received thousands of more damages. In a sierlijk mes basam. Sorry. And terug me als perspective, ik ga het maken. And suddenly the reality that you, Mr. President, asked me to put in the doors in conditions, naturally. And there is exactly the the same one's fear of hell. Disassembling which whoever had similar life. And making the clear fact of make it all looking like we've done first so we get inside its house and we do the job. Example. And saying, oh, he pretends to be like me. And he pretends to be like us and his jealousy and his cycle and does everything we are doing. Certainly fair with speaking about mean today we were speaking about what Babylon is. Babel. And the reality of Babel describing what I am suffering and we suffer. If you remember what word Daniel mir Pesach is Babel Passesh Vatsi Chetchanimi. If you remember the Blech Machalaki Fachwet Seresh Matalatecha Tuba Retseim. All as means powers of the whole that glorifies only the element for suppress, destroy, possess in the name. Where exactly Babylonian definition, abominations. And possessions for any class and any kind and any way. To suppress, destroy, kill, pain, suffer, agony, fear, panic. And no one to move, no finger, and everything to be. And as Sartir Ramatzidas Mat associating whatever and anything and ours, Daniel, Advi, Retzhab, Metres, Chnamiv, Atlasab, called differently, other real names. Chetima Rebefech Nimias Vesechi Vishofes Mod, destroyed and damaged to not reproduce what this are doing to us. En Rebbe Chama bleves vertiges Vechlachem at Sevis Matin, teart and tears permanently. And the reality of an Rebbe Chaliki and Rebbe Fachmat Serachidis Patriat Letzimana, Chavi Mativa, Kev Matin. And producing the Glera Rechlachavisimit Vasa. This is going to work to us like Sodom and Gomorrah. Said it here, we are going to understand what is said about that God, that we are going to say who is and who is going to be about. We are going to have this, they are going to be useful. I like that Hemoblech Bechavitsechanimi. I'm going to study about it. I'm going to know what is this all about. And I'm going to be Fablech Hemisachanigimesim. And whenever Daniel's saying, Lo, Kerabechadesachdekia, Chadi, Nabucodonosor Chnima Kebagrmoti, Lechifa, Chel, and eat for you to learn, what we eat. No, I'm going to eat and Blechmachmatzir Svachim Mesach, Batzer, Nail Tokmatu. Rechmat Lechevisechi Ishmot Velem. Dretach Lechem of Lechevisechi Chalitz Matzim, and one abominations. And suffering and permanently profound and destroy it and damaged. Sodom Achulat, and destroying its family. Where is the power? Gomorrah proceeds. Sodoma is the Kervis Vata. Why not Gomorrah? Which are exactly abominable anyway. Chelismata Chalat Mativa. Chelimasikot. And the reality of Nglervechlach Matzechim is Vasema. So suddenly we found today, United Evangelics, making the Farlachtim that Lesin se lo crecieron, lo entendieron. Nos escucharon, vieron, Bechlachim, they believe. Gerchema blessing, looking as if, oh my God, they were doing to us. And closing doors, and we are going to do to them. But Lesech Matlachid is associating abominables to destroying our people, sending them to be destroyed, raped, murdered. Because of touch the ones of the God, and he is totally condemned because of friends who can step on javelins. And destroying like witches because of this what they do. And pretending that to be a chai. Crowdy, Nestus filled, Artimotrachim, witches, bunches. making spells of hell, profaning what Adonai never gave them, to the destroying our lives, saying that is God's will. And God making them do because of, God cannot do by himself. Redemi, Sodom and Gomorrah, Babylonia. And associating the whole of the abominables, and associating the whole of the destructions, pain. I'm gonna curse you if you tear. And Adonai himself saying, go to hell. And making them go to hell, which will give. We took its soul. And we are doing, he didn't know. Until it's Pesachim. And this way they said to your runners, what the heck, today. He didn't know. Saying, did he know, actually, that we are doing everything he've done and we proved it? And the card that I sent, and the card that I've done, and he's done to us, don't you see, and everything, we are singing and we're making the bullets and we're making, and with everybody else says, let's come to Israel because of we are going to say. And show that they got to pay us and this one got to die because of the damages that have been doing to us. And the whole of the Jewish can understand that it's us and not him. And the supposed we have already proved. The supposed we have already proved on the same by staging, by teller, the generate. And having me all around and underground with United Evangelics Babylonia, Sodom and Gomorrah, with prohibition to receiving something that you sent me. Your honors, Mr. President, Melech, Justice Bodies, United Nations, Lyson, Royals, and still in me and saying, he is aware, so he has the denial cycle. He were paid well, for he wanted and he declined the rest and given us. And will say Nathan and will be, oh, but this is a F word, pejorative at talking about homosexuality. Leaves on making horror sex to everybody all around, to the uniformed all around. And everybody makes the regels I don't know what happens to them. Laat het this way. En treba gaat lichaam het zema. En treba blijven het zeggen, je spot maar blijven. Reda vergaat gemat zelf verwacht ik in I will forge, I will signate the government sin with my blood, saying this is my pact with you. Don't you see it's a cycle, but over his blood is secreted. Today I have my 27th. And I needed to be with Melech. I had a moment with Melech and with Shem. And since last night, thank you so much. I love you and I'm sorry that I didn't remember about your birthdays. And all that so much. Anyway, the reality for the Blech Machav Pesach is Masashem. Chav Velikir Machav Pesach no Blech Vichti Tzamasashod. And really for Blech Matlang and Visich Vishpad Matzelabab Letachita Vesvad Mikashevok. And suddenly Revech Matlach Vichita Vishpad no Blech Vismantach Visan Shlashek. And Redech Lech Batsama Feswazi. And Letich Mabrever Chelevespantach Tishmasem. And always the same united Sodom evangelics playing. He was telling and he were robbing, we are going to get at his house. at 23, at 24, and the family is a America family. We already have worked with. Now it's its turn. He should be running like a sick animal, like Prince said. That Lord himself said to him by a dream that I never told them. And I wouldn't. Profana brujas degenerados. And in the middle of the reality, he doesn't give us the house and the mother. We got to come in and we can do whatever we want. Sodom and Gomorrah recognizes where Adon is and makes the generations and abominations to pretend and to suppress and destroy. For there to be, oh, we were allowed, everything is okay, we can. At last God said it. Our demons and our Babel and our demons. Because of love cannot recognize it. And cannot recognize us, don't you see, we already proved the Lord were. They were doing everything that He was doing, and we showed that we transferred. Witches, demons, Babel, Sodom, and Gomorrah. And permanently making the same and threatening and sending to kill and to murder to Sodom and Gomorrah. To keep on making the same and saying they have rights for ethnics, rights for culture and religion. Everybody cannot be a Jew, cannot exist nothing else. And the defensors that generates pretended of. Alimanias pretended of attorneys of Policía Federal Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas, Kirchner's Ejército Argentino Guinero Evangelics, like Bobadilla. Telling, don't you come to me, that is a degenerate, that is the criminal, don't you talk about my guys. With a forgeries at the hand that degenerate and a coin and a bill for a bra of a prostitute pretended of charge. We're going to handle this in tribunales. Don't you dare to say nothing else. There is the whole of the case we already are going to make. But did they hear? Well, we are going to proceed into Babel, Sodom and Gomorrah. Spends all the day deliring. And deliring all the day. Don't you see? We never said nothing, but we are going to do to it. We are not him, and they must pay us because of the temptations we were receiving. Babel and Sodom and Gomorrah. Then, Refechbach Bechelidis Votlet Esmotlet Ferritz Saferdnak and Inati. Then Redechlach Vatlech Vesocht Motlet Esmotlet Sidif. Associating the whole of the degenerates and abominations and criminals, saying, Lord is good, Lord has mercy. They are not going to put a hand upon us and not going to take off us what we earned. Lord is not going to justify. And the talisman of the Sodom and Gomorrah and power, I command, I authority, I am not working. Faith to the making abominations. I'm sorry, Adonai didn't and want to transfer. And no one is going to be which Adonai didn't birth and didn't let it come as made or said to be. Except which Adonai says. So, como can. To truth I shall let you know that everything that is off of the will of Abi, El Fechikha El Chai Kadosh, El Adon, Melech Adonai Elohim. My Father in heaven, royal, almighty, glorious, precious, holy God, Father of mine and of the house, as he taken for himself, which is of his will, ain't nothing but the clear and rectimaflesi chamat nebova. That ain't no other reason of the faith but the reality of believing to him and believing he brought me to you and that you are going to receive as he in will to heaven. And watch to recognize what to be the will. For other reason you shall make abominations. and we don't receive it. Sorcerers, Solomaki, Gomorraka, Babelot, Menturak, Arnekorra, Forsuka, Merkivik, Anrechan, Deprefo, Ristre. Because of no one of this will share at Metzika in no kingdom. Amplisechanim. Keifa 89 extension. Okay. The second time Sele Atmik Ma Ilimini Mitzal. Menem. Chat chimik vat lecha chalimisach visach halakishetach chachai. Reki chama bleve fech matzach halakidis moteres mortlesi. Ret chnimite chadeshachai. Kadosh milim vat lesi chachai. Mela etzash lesi chaiti hansi. Kadosh. Fech techal kimir. Ansesh leki reves matli anreva. Ni aviv. Chelach piat levespatam aplachit chanises shalish etzer. Reini machalech amat levespatam aseba. Chel chimik sechai tasmot levepleti chetish motzivit itzera. Nachini. And I had a very terrible moment. I will never put in them dead in the middle of the street. If I will ever have a chance for it. And I'm sorry for that, not for them. Because if I will done it. And I will be satisfied. Sechlik chamabler vechlachim is psychotic is psychotic. Because of everything we're seeing. With the intentions of a snake, with the eyes of a hell. And with the underbelly of Sodoma, pretending to for a word, with suspicious is rubbing, and I will ripping its head off of its body in the middle of the Averos intersection, Buenos Aires today. Refech matzach halibisach nimin, United Evangelics, abominación de abominaciones, enfermedad de enfermedades, degeneración de degeneraciones, bastardos de bastardos. Destroying all of the world and destroying our lives and sending to genocide and raping and destroying, saying, because of touch and curse the evangelics and raised because the evangelics are condemned. Any prostitute of Abinika delired the same ways, which they are. And there are a lot of victims. I don't know what to have to unite in. If you will ever have a conscience about what it really means, the will of the Father, you wouldn't even call him. You wouldn't even talk about, you wouldn't even say a word on Christus. You wouldn't even see me. Conscience, bracing, tachpatzam. Genociders, witches, thieves, criminals, degenerates, sickness. Making each as everything that I've done and reproducing behind with the emblem of the patch and the gun, and I don't know what happens to this one, and we don't know what to say. And having a list for rape and murder of my nation. And I belong with Israel, and you saying for touching you, you're going to be touched in death ever after. And victims are going to rip you out. But you don't learn conscience bracing, disgusting snakes. And you will die. You need a curse. You won't allow me. You need a curse and saying that I do umbanda. And saying that the profanation of your body Sodom and Gomorrah is okay for the Lord to my person. That you didn't allow me, and Lord, take it all off, and you will take my life and my body off, everything of God. because of I touched you, and I will be condemned on the spell of your sickness, profana víboras, and to my people as well. Refach Matzim, forgive me please, Mr. President, Your Honor's Melech, Israel. Refach Matzim, Adon, Adne Sechad, Adonai. Gracias, Hashem, sorry. Ref mi rebespat lecha betzech matzeh shovak. Belit chamat lecha bespat matzeh besashlaki. Reat lefech matzeh bespat matzeh besat. An rechmat lefech besat besmatzerim. Slegi rebefech lecha matzeh befech lebesashmai miliv. In chedach lech matzeh besashev. Geb chalchemat lecha befech matzina. Big. And yes, Melech, today I want to take care. Today I want to hold them. And it's safety putting. Today I want to remember that we have worthy. Today I want to remember that we need to take care. Today I want to remember that we should ever do something about the whole we fight for. Today I need to remember that I love you. And I never meant different. And I am worried about what we're doing to me and to us. Today I want to remember that I really am. And I never wear no other. And there's not an illusion. And there's not a reflection. And there's not enough of reality. Today I want to remember that we are. And we are not making illusory, abstracted, impossible eulogies, lies, fakes, hypocrisy. Today I want to remember that I meant and I do. And I don't need any other but this getting masked. At least all around here. And I want you to be healthy. Fine. And everyone we have loved. And victims to put them and say, if my duty to be, today I want to remember that I meant it. And I still do. And today I want to remember that I am and we really are. Geb chalchniat vasechniat salesmol befech lechanetzim. In recht lechnetzi vasmatzeh. And today I want to remember that this is not manipulation. And I know you wanted to see. What did I have in my hand? I want to take care. I want to rescue. I want to find. I want to keep. What is worthy? I don't want to expose. I need wisdom. When I was coming to the job, I work it not. I am being destroyed. This is crime. Genocide upon me. And I don't want our people dead. And I don't want the ones I love dead. And I don't need this no more. I never need it anyway. Gevch lech matzach ibisashvat leves matzach chaim. Retach lech matzach yavod letzachish. Kind minama. And let's get a chach nimitzah shachai. Chmimi at leves potlot lech machinima. That levesechi chanim. The times are not returning. The cyclically of our enemies, evidentially, everything works. But cyclically abominables, they don't know but being exactly that, abomination. Refach mot levespech lachivit samad. answer shor khal khanitima khal khalat lekhili tsamasar spotma plasi khalini slaki rabachmat sakhili sashvet vaselam gel khal khamat lekhili smot sashvet ginar khamat lekhili in kler rabachlat miserak khal takhlaki mitsalas sashvam Anakim Ramim Shaki Rabachmat Silo Oplef Taraf Ilaki Rabachmat Sachari Vishmat Shavini Gilcha Chalikim Sarasmota. We have been so destroyed. They built our days. They ruined our lives. They were killing our existences and we are not sick. Gerchabis Motzachalim is exactly the presence of the abomination. Means to reduce, which is worthy, to play the star. Is exactly Ichapi Nak Mater, Echepti Kamba Arrakto, and not the innocence, sickness. Isambe Kamba Kima Rattibo Babel Mator, Enis Amasel, Sadam Magramato Magraman, Ramata. And I am and I am. And I will always be who I am. And I am not addressing for this to generate so. Babel, Sodom, Gomorrah, Batshevosh, Kradesh, Mincy breed. Gelchal Chamabler Vesich Mitzarema, Gishech Lach Matzimir, and Lekir Berenet Anenmati, pretended to dispossess me from the existence for they to trust on me and on us, saying they are gonna be the heaven because of they will make pain us, because of what Allah will make them. And evangelics are the same. Were permanently told and persisted on the lie, on the fake, on the hypocrisy, on the manipulation, on the sickness, and they loved it, pretending to self-criticizing the reality of life and what God got to be. What God got to be in these terms, because of this what they do. Señor, Lord, forgive me my sin. Turns and goes all around making the whole generations. They deserve that, don't you see? I am so bad, I'm sorry. And I understand we have problems. There are a lot of destroyed people, but they are conscious and intentional, except the victims. Then, that lesser vechmachlikin, ben vechhabis moteris moteris session. Ratach lechmatzeres motiv. Isha ratzach lechmatzemorav. Red chili chametzelef vechol achelis moteris motiv. Everybody doing the same. But they're hypocrites the most. Manipulative the most. And not to the trying to be klech machalis motiv. Not for the sake no more. I have been 47 years of my life being destroyed. And the most I treasure is that I love you. I very much love you so much. And this is nothing like I need to say further. And this is nothing like I need you. And Chmetzich Masesh Masmasini is exactly what I am. And I will be always who I am. Never need competitions. Neither us. We already know. And forever. Red Lesech Matzah Vigish Matzah Matzah Ad Madim in Lepirach Matzah. I have been suffering 47 years, and I love you so much, and you are not guilty. And no one of our words. And I had who betrayed me, but I have so much to love you. I'm not expecting you to make nothing off of the word I sent to us unless you to be kept and protected and everyone else. I need to everyone. I don't want that. I want a real. I need the real. And I fight the real. Chet Chalifat Matzah Ferdish Matzah 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 Retach Lach Matlach Isishvat Talak Karat Samatini Kin Ret Chalivish Shabbos Matzah Batachan Retach Lingi Baat Enokinita Sve Akovak Shlakin Retachachni Seshel Shekar Retachis Madiatzvak Ken Retach Lach Matinis Baat Ktos Tokumas Matzila and Shalchri Retich Matzilas Matzah Seshel. I needed to be a moment with Elishel. I need to limit. I won't give in. I'm not letting go. Whatever day is a state of destruction, I am not willing to tolerate anymore. Every day is one last murder demonstrated, and I don't need that. I never wanted it. And today I want to try to have something which we shall never get. We have alone you as I and everyone else. We don't need competition. We already exist. Gelgeliat Maplevefechti Gamotseres Poplete in Red Gelach Matseres Matirifa Doatzera. Gelechet Lekin Redech Matzmoseshof. Gelkin Redechat Matseros Mat Pares Vasa. Gelkin Retich Aimotzima. And with no much words, Kadosh, 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 Atlesechti Mashiach. Yeshua, Hasaret, Dir Matzech Rechilim Spot Matzesh Besheva Sherat Yitzani. Ben Radachab Lekin Rebitadas Babes Spot Matzesh Beshev. In Krech Matzech Elis Matzesh Shelaat Matzesh. Rechinia Plevespot Matlach Yisachlik Misalis Motvespot Vitin. Pretending my life and my existence to be for the generate, and rubbing to me everything as Redemi said, and saying that they has rights to take in our past, because of we will curse them, and destroying our lives and letting it for murder, making pets as prostitutes with the ones that thirst to say, will worth and not as the sickness, Sodom and Gomorrah, and every criminal, but as humanity remaining pretending to be governments. Like them. Abominables. Chet lefach matzech levisar echad elik kamat vesa shechad. Retach mat levis matach visa sheret agen manim. Ad litech lefach matzeres mateshva. En retach Galagalatis vita, Asashani, Tis vita, motor is bottom of service Hashem. And then I also Chlamatzim, also I were aware. And nobody ever called me except sickness, which I never were known me. And nobody ever known me unto you. And nobody ever called me by my name. And we know the testimonies for you. And we know I am for you. Help Pesaj mitzach bisvat leteshel kal redemi miatzkiba. Chelech Elishel Isharet. Lech matzachani. And the Lech matzachani. Aliyah tishba tzia and vermont. Chelch ich nitzel es Pesach et mini. In Rebach modle Rebach babit matik isash. And Redach lama. And still Morel and still Sodoma. His crate being Sodoma. I only dedicate for vaginas. I only dedicate to that Sodoma. His son. There are still a lot of Jewish too. I am gonna be Elishel, and I'm gonna put them in the hell. And I am everywhere and will ever be Elishel. As my duty, as my reality, like I said, I'm going to. Chel Pesaj matlech v'seshvad levasi chanin, and lesir revech lechavetz mosa shavashad. Reach halekim v'ismat v'spetzi, shnemika. Tech lechamatzamin, Yeshua, Adonai. Gin chachamot levech lechamatzamin. Kineremin, ben gevefer matzi, and say at befer, kertlechva matskavad. Sei kalera lit mata vespati naseshleki, and lech matachli nibanai. Adlers machmin, hard times are going to be around. Yit lefech matziris matevet matim. Begin Karlach Matzah. Balklech Matzim Avamar. You always have in mind. As times in Klechadach Matzim Shabbat Matzah Chalis of Enamar. Ginarchadach Machel Samatzim. Gidash Kalech Matlaka. Always will be a Plech Masech Vishmatan. And do this in name on me. Gedcha Chamar. Wrong expressed, but that is for the Plech Nitzal, because it says, at the name of Abi and mine. Gerich Matzeres Botlevis Matzach again Bespach Tachidak. Gerchalak Kinga Bespotlet Tala Chovina Ane Model. Spellikach Matzen Sesha. Bint vast Matzeres Matzah. It's the real best. משפט מסמר. Sorry. En nog helemaal leggen met Sachanim. גם בהפך מטלבס והסכש מצימה, נדח מצימה להם, אינסה שואט, אינסה הסמר. Ansemar. Smobler besmata bechlachmitim. Ken berchmatler besmasivat. En at Pesaj, then if smotler besmasim. And he said, at les mitzvah fach mitzvah mehaserak anseva. Das motiv is matzachai dan emar ansemar. En blijf smotler beflech masachal gishma. En blijf smotler is encha chalig is matzirais. En zij at masach. Gerchach miri. Mashiachcha. Slechi mer beflech matzah is matzah. En schalish matzah. לשנוא את הסבל. Den rechtmansel aan bledis mavin. Den rechthamas vesmati. Den redechnia vesmata vesverk. Gen rachtlachal. En recham op bledismata vefia vesverta. Gen rachlikin vamat vesmata vesmata. En sechlacham at serifo bledismati. Slechat sebo. Dis not liggen in zijn als de chef. Gachach matsiva matlenen. En rechal ik hier verbods matlenes matlenes zeg. Gen gedas matlenin. Den Gere weg matsiva plele das baat sechos. Rechla kere met sis sescha zien. En weg maar gelijk is matlenes seva. Slagir weg matlenes matlenes veselises. Kindermatsen. Bergerach matsen vanaf. En terugelijk is wat het veselises. Redachtlach matsen hier is zeg matsen hier is schon waar. Alert zich gehait as matin. Tjanschna. Gedachlach matsen hier is matsen. About the whole of the rejoicing, rejoice that I am with you into my presence. Come to celebrate with the prime ever fruit of your glervis and produce the glervis sirich mataves machalikim semev and come to make the glervis masanim. Derblech biach matseres of the son of blessed with me. Gerhalach tech matseres vakta Elishel glervis mataves matanim. Sachni as Adleid genes matsena. Amin E.BLANCO. In het is kadishta in. Then Yeshua went for Dertlech matseli charish matres matlanim. En let zich gematsenan. Adle serre sachmat ashera. This is my Chaychalechia Zia Kedeshma. The path which I bring to you now. Gel richmat sivem chavesoch es monamzi. Ben chavesmit taka. Gel rabtefach matzeres volartiva. Ken chalech matzenavim. Gel rabetach vaseres volintava. And lechima chavesmoteres vatigas. Redemi. Gel chalki chavefech matzeres matleres matleres vaset. Intlesechan. Gedles serab es fachmatzer likim. Retach machal chelet semafanim. En lechi vitach matzeres vosman. Bedleser metlech chadiman anmedem. Retach lech metzevechat vesaf es matvat lesmet lelechan. Gine retach patsmat lesvat matleres vatach achanam. Antlech metzivini. Retach vesach vetzimat levos vatach naseron shmotua. Chelachnim. Antlech metzev. Elika retach metzeves volmat. Gimerdi. Chayvelechia benaites metzima. Chayvelechan adni. Gide bet kadosh. Dani chachay. Snimi. Biyam tekuatzma. Shalom. leves materes Pesaj. Kiam atkanat leves materes Pesaj. Kiam atkanat leves materes ma. Slekin leves materes. Skolar Pesaj metzilis materes ma Elishel. Ken redach materes materes Pesaj. Slenkerech lachis materes Pesaj. And I am so happy that I got you all. There is exactly the moments of the Chama Bladis of Niseshay Tzian. We are through everything as our chronologic states are with Amblach Niteras Matzin Isaiah Rat Maseshay. So in other words, say Isaiah. Isaiah Tchamat Lech Nisaran. Isaiah Khanesbo. Ben Bekir Lech Matzes Matzes Sidishba. Chninisam, the extension in Chabachni, the archaeological found. Chmatki, that's for them. We are at Tradich Metzim of Sia Tzik Mavok. Habakuk Mankrela. Snarandra. There is a chronology for the Klech Metzim. Armageddon Chnibaden. Extension of Keifa Yeshua. Binin Chan Amazon. Ben Rebefech Matzelefech Matzilis Ba'ala Tilamer. Chel Chalaman. Antesh Betzimat Levech Chanala. Sech Lech Batlach Masech Bismatim. Imat Leves Bativa. Gel Chanech Mat Leves Bech Matzilis Alet Flam Leva. In Rechaligi Misavech Matzilis Bech Velevesel. Gel Chachtish Matzilat Plaatski. And Lech Machaligi Samasel. Ginrat Chanem et Leve Kover, Rinam Kamat Lekimivan. Retach Lech Mutlech Visiris Motiva. And Retach Lech Matzelis Hashevo Advetzel. Ben Lekchelech Lech Matzelim Manim. Inakinim Chalek Motan. Esolak. And you know what? Betlich Matzacheli Matzbesfers Hashem. Inimabat. I keep on being not used to. I am already feeling a bit. The Sech Lechalik is not bad, but the Sechna. And to tell you that